Hey everybody, we are doing our workout indoors today because it is very, very windy outside and I don't want to be chasing the ball around the whole time. So that's why we're here, and let's get moving. We're going to march just a little bit, do a little bit standing warm up. Go ahead and pull your arms up and through. And then we're going to finish our warm up on the ball, and then we're pretty much going to be on the ball most of the time. So it should be a lot of fun. All right, tap it side to side. Give me some push-outs with the arms. Stretch out that upper back. Basically, in our workout, we're going to go back and forth, a bunch of supersets. So not really the cardio blast like you did in the weight training workout. Take it up top now. But you will not be stopping at all. So once we finish our warm-up, I'll tell you which weights to get, most likely light and heavy. And then we'll go from there. Give me a little tick-tock on the legs. Now, the good news is, if you're not a big fan of lunges, we're still not doing many of them today. Hamstring curl. So we get all these different body parts warmed up, and then we're going to sit on the ball for a second and stretch. Now, remember, time is of the essence, so that's why we are moving quite along. All right, speaking of moving, go ahead and grab your ball and take a seat on it. All right. So, you know I like to bounce on the ball. It's always fun, but it also warms up the quadriceps. So give me some bounces. And then remember, your hands can be at the side, or you can just keep your butt close to the ball. So it's 1, 2, up a little. I like to just think about keeping my butt on the ball a little bit. That way I know where it is. So you got 1, 2, and hold. 1, 2, and hold. Push the heels through the floor. Stomach is tight, of course. And yes, you're warming up those quadriceps too. All right, one more. Good, just hold it right there. Let's take one leg out. We'll get that hamstring stretch. You can always pull your toe back towards your face. Get a good stretch through the calf too. All right, bring that in, switch legs. And this one, pulling that back. Pulling the toe back towards your face, I mean stretching your calf. Good, now bring it on up. Shoulders are going to come back and down. We're going to go ahead and open them up. We will be beginning, can't get that out, with the chest. So we want to get a good stretch here. Open it up, squeeze your shoulder blades because you work your chest and back together. Opposite direction here, squeeze. Good, bring it in and down. And we're actually going to roll forward. This way you're going to be leaning back a little bit against the ball. Put one ankle on the opposite knee. Yes, you can hold on to the floor. And you're going to drop your butt to the floor and then gently push it against the ball. That way you're getting a stretch right there through that glute, a real good one. All right, switching sides. Get yourself set. And it's okay to hold on to the floor. I'd rather have you stay in position than fall over. So push your hips into the ball. And getting a good stretch on the other glute. Do you recognize this? Kind of like the pigeon, isn't it? Now, pushing back over the ball, get a nice stretch, nice deep breath. Exhale. Open up through the chest. Deep breath again. Exhale. Shoulders away from your ears. And hey, while we're here, we might as well do some crunches, don't you think? Always a deep stretch over the ball when you do crunches. Don't worry, we'll be doing more of them. But that deep stretch, and then you're going to press that area below the belly button down, then the belly button, and then use your upper abdominals to pull the rest of your body up. So remember, you're focusing on using the abdominals to pull you up, not just coming up and squeezing, because there is a difference. All right, let's get one more of those, and then roll it right back up on top of the ball. Okay. Shoulders back and down. Go ahead and turn to one side. Drop those shoulders. And I want you to really lift your chest so that you get a good stretch through the lower back. And we'll take the same thing the other way. Good stretch through that lower back. Chest is up high. Back to the center. Now, I didn't forget about your hip flexor stretches and such. So what we're going to do is set the ball to the side for a little bit. And get in our position for that hip flexor stretch. So you're going to be arms overhead, hips are tipping underneath you. Remember where that is. You want to feel that right here Whether you have your heel down or not, up to you. Whether you bend your knee or not, it's up to you. And that is of the rear leg. You should know these by now. Come on in, switch those feet. Okay. Pushing the hips forward and underneath you and just getting that stretch. Arms can reach up to the sky and behind your ears. That way you stretch out the upper body at the same time. All right, bring it on in. You know what comes next. We got to hold on to something to stretch the front of the quadriceps. So here we go. Yeah, I wouldn't suggest holding on to the ball because it moves. So I would just go ahead and hold on to the wall or anything else around you. Focus on that good stretch. Get the other leg now. So pull it back. Get that leg. Good. Base leg a little bent. That'll help you stay more steady. That's always great for keeping your balance. All right, bring it down. March it out a little bit. All right, go get your heavy and light weights. And of course your ball is right there. And your water if you need it. And come on back, we'll get started. All right, let me go through some of the exercises we're going to be doing so you can get the correct weights for them. Now there's going to be the chest fly into the chest press. Then we're going to flip over on the ball and do the reverse fly, which would mean a very light weight for that one, if any weight at all for you. And then the row. So you're going to need heavy weights definitely for the row and the press, probably medium to light for the fly, and definitely light for the reverse fly. Okay, so let's go ahead, grab your medium to heavy weights for your fly, whatever you're going to do a chest fly with, because once we start, we're going right through this, okay? So we're going to roll it out. You stick your hips up to the ceiling, your body's become a tabletop, and here we go. We're going down slowly and up. Now you've got to keep your hips up high the whole time, so you're going to feel the glutes working. So down 1, 2, 3, up 1, 2, 3. So you're always keeping in control. Your shoulders are down, away from your ears. And I just remembered I'm supposed to count. So, because the other ones were intervals, I was so used to that. So anyways, we'll keep it nice and slow. Down, 2, 3, up, 2, 3. Or you can think down, 2, stretch, up, 2, squeeze. Good. Still squeezing the glutes and keeping that belly button tight with your hips high to the sky. And go ahead and get one more. Now, if you can use heavier weight for the chest press, then go ahead and grab it and get back in position. If you want to use the same weight, you can. Coming up slowly and down. Now, by now, you might actually feel more of your butt than your chest. And that's okay. We like to work everything at once. Now, the more you have of your head, or I should say the less of your body on the ball, the more you're going to work the core. Your head should always be comfortable when you're on the ball. Now, of course, if you have your chest press going, keep going. Keep going. You're pushing from that outer chest area, going all the way up, squeezing into the middle of the chest, not locking the arms, still going down slowly and up slowly, always staying in control of that weight. Now, you know what? Usually I use heavier weight for the press, but since I'm doing a lot of talking, I'm going to go ahead and stay light on there. All right, so you're going to go ahead and bring that in, pull it close to the side with the elbows, and roll it back up. Set that down right there because you're going to use them again for the row. Go ahead and get behind the ball and grab your light weights. All right, so now we're here. I'm going to move these in front so they're not in my way. All right, arms are on the outside, and we come up and down. So you actually get stopped by the ball. Your shoulders are away from your ears, and you're coming up 1, 2, squeeze, down 2, pause, up 2, squeeze. So you keep that going, as many good ones as you can, because you want to feel across the upper back, not the neck. If you start feeling the neck, you need to stop and either grab lighter weight or just use no weight at all. Elbows are slightly bent. This is called a reverse fly. So it's the reverse of the fly. Brilliant, right? Okay, let's go one more. Yeah, I think I might want to go lighter on that so I can control a little more. Now, you can stay on your knees or you can come up on your toes. And shoulders back and down. This time we row. Now, I know you can't put it all the way down. You're not going to get that stretch, but that's okay. You're going to keep that tension in the back. Good, pulling up and squeezing the shoulder blades. And if your legs slip like mine are, whoops, you might have to move your feet out. Good. Squeeze it, stick that chest out. One more. Phew. It's a lot harder when you have to keep that constant tension, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to grab some heavier weights for the chest press, even though I said I wasn't going to. I know, big liar, right? All right, so now you're back to the weights for the fly. Get in position, head comfortable in the ball, hips are up. All right, you should know this pace by now. It's slow on the way down with a stretch, slow on the way up with a squeeze. So 1, 2, 3, stretch, up, 2, 3, squeeze. I may have added an extra second in there. Up, 2, 3, squeeze, down, 2, 3, stretch. So if you keep it slower, especially when you've already done a set, you can be working that much harder. Now remember, it's not so much cardio that gets the weight off of you, it's having more muscle. Muscle doesn't have to be bulky, it just has to be tight and toned. And that's what you want, because that's going to keep your metabolism high all the time, and then you can eat what you want. Trust me, I've not been real good in the last couple of months, and it doesn't show. And that's because I prioritize my weight training. Keep this going. Make sure your hips are still up. Push those hips up to the sky. Come on, get them up there. Yeah, you better feel your butt a little bit. All right, that's coming down. All right, set it to the side. And you know, I don't count correctly, and sometimes I don't want to count. So if you count, that's fine. Woo, these are heavier. Okay, hips are up nice and high. Back into position. 1, 2, squeeze. Down, 2, stretch. Yeah, this is more of a power movement, so we're only going to get so slow on it. And you might feel that your arms are kind of stopped by the ball, and that's okay. You're still going to use that outer chest area to push upward. Keeping your stomach tight and your hips up. Good, keep going. Always trying to get that challenging weight. And you're really looking to do anywhere from 8 to 10. If you can do 12, you need to get a heavier weight and go for 8 repetitions again. All right, stomach tight, hips are up. Let's go 3 more. 1, good, down is nice and smooth and slow. 2 at the top. And last one is 3. Bring it down, roll it on in. And we are going right to that reverse fly. And I think I am going to grab a lighter weight. So you get in position. If you want to start before me, that is fine. Excuse my butt, your face right there. Okay, so arms out to the side. Oh yeah, I can control this a lot better. These are 3-pound dumbbells. And of course, everybody's going to be a little different in strength. But let's talk about our speed. Up, 2, squeeze. Down, 2, hop. Stop. Okay, that was pause and stop. Not hop. Up, 2, squeeze. Now you really can't look up on this one, so you just keep your nice slow pace. Because if you look up, you're going to strain your neck, and I don't want that to happen. Just think of a reverse of the fly. And focus along the upper back, and the middle of the spine, shoulders away from the ears. 1 more. Good, set that aside. And hopefully you don't pinch your fingers with all these dumbbells around here. All right, grab the weight you use for your row. It's either medium or heavy. And legs can be straight, or you can stay behind. And you're going to squeeze up and down. Now, the important thing here is squeeze right through the middle of the back. I'll go up on my legs for a little bit. And as you squeeze the back, squeeze the shoulder blades. Remember, it's 1, 2, squeeze, down, 2, stretch, which there's no stretch, I know. So it's more like a down, 2, contract. Good. If you start to feel your neck, then you need to stop. You can grab a lighter weight, or you can kind of pick up a couple more repetitions. Ooh, 1 more. Ah, yeah, that gets a lot of everything, doesn't it? Okay, so let's press that out and go ahead and stretch down. Stretch out your chest there. Good, then you're going to come back up, and we're going to go all the way up. So you're going to stand. I know it looks like a mess. I'm not going to worry about it right now, are you? Okay, we're going to take that ball behind you. No, it's not a lunge. It's a 1-legged squat. So hold on to something if you need. You're going to come down and up. It's real small. Your goal here is to keep that heel pressed into the floor and to stand up with your good posture. Yeah, 1-legged squats are useful for a lot of reasons. Mainly to help you learn to get your balance. Because when you learn how to push your heel through the floor and keep your knees slightly bent, you'll have better balance. All right, believe it or not, we have one more. Okay, good news is you get to sit down. Grab light weights, whatever you would use for a lateral raise, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm going to give your leg a break, but not your arms. So out to the side. And again, your arms will get stopped by the ball. And that's okay, and that's actually good because you'll keep more tension on your shoulders. And we're still going slowly. 1, 2, 3, pause. 1, 2, 3, down. So whenever we can do a 4 count in both directions, I'd like to see that. Sometimes it ends up a 3 count, and I still think my 3 counts are probably slower than yours. So just remember, slower is better. And it's not how many you get done, it's how well you do them. So if you don't do as many, or if you can't keep an eye on me and see how many I'm doing, don't worry about it. Just keep your pace nice and slow. Now take that one down. You're going to grab the dumbbells you would use for your heavy dumbbells that you would use for your chest press. For your shoulder press. You knew that. All right, shoulders back and down, stomach tight. And we're up, so it's coming down, 2, 3, stretch, up, 2, 3, hold, down, 2, 3, stretch, up, 2, 3, hold. You're breathing in on the way down and squeezing the shoulder blades, blowing out on the way up. And this is nice and slow in case you didn't notice. You really want to accentuate the squeeze of the shoulder blades at the bottom. Your back and shoulders work together. So you want to make sure that you work on when you're doing this. People forget that, or they don't know it at all. So squeeze your shoulder blades here, press with the shoulders going up. All right, let's go ahead and get 2 more. Yeah, you really should feel your back muscles as well. Good. And down. So set that aside. Now we have leg number 2. I didn't forget. All right, get your balance. If you need to hold on to something, you do it. And here we go. That's the wrong leg. I knew that. I was just checking to see if you were paying attention. Okay? All right, now I know you're paying attention, and we got the correct leg, so let's go. Down and up. You know, right, left, tomato, tomato. All right, so you're pushing that heel right through the floor. When you come up, your knee is slightly bent because you're continuing to press your heel into the floor. So you've got tension on the quadricep, you've got tension on the glutes and the hamstrings, and you're just working that one leg. Really focusing on isolating it, slow on the way down, and your range of motion may differ. The main thing is to keep that heel down, okay? Give me two more of those, 1 and 1, 2. Good. And then right back down. Grab the weights that you need for the fly. I said it again, didn't I? The lateral raise. Some days nothing comes out right. Okay, shoulders back and down. Just making sure. Okay. Down slowly. All right, so you're up smooth and slow, down is slow. Always with that nice tall posture, shoulders away from your ears. It's 1, 2, hold, down, 2, stop, up, 2, hold. Now, you taking the arms straight out to the side, the elbows are slightly bent. Kind of like they are in the fly, that's probably why I keep saying that. But you don't want to have your arms locked. Some people might have them a little more bent, some people like them a little straighter, but definitely not locked. And just reaching out to the side, thinking of lifting your shoulders outward as your hands go up. All right, that's the last one. Don't you love that slow pace? It feels so good. All right, grab those heavier weights for the shoulder press. Shoulders back and down, stomach tight, going up slowly. And that's kind of different than our weight training when we got those cardio blasts and you have to speed it up for a couple times. Everything's nice and slow today, very controlled. Now let's talk about this. You're pushing upward, stomach is tight, blowing out. Coming down, squeeze your shoulder blades. Pushing up slowly. So we're going 1, 2, 3, squeeze, up, 2, 3, stretch. Good, so squeezing the back, and then using the shoulders on the way up, your stomach tight the whole time. Blow out as you go up. Squeeze that belly button right through your spine. Really want you to feel your back, your abdominals, your shoulders. The only thing not working is probably your legs. Or maybe they are. Trick question. 1 more of these. Good, coming all the way down. Set that down. Of course we're going to do 2 sets of the one leg, whatever. So get in position. Now, if you're not comfortable holding onto the ball like this, then just put it to the side and just put your leg slightly bent or whatever. But basically, you know what? This is going to help with your balance, so you should do it anyway. The biggest trick would be to put the ball against the wall or against a chair. That way it stays steady when you go up and down. Okay, speaking of up and down, breathe in on the way down, blow out on the way up. Pushing that heel right through the floor. Keeping tension on the quadricep and the glutes the whole time. Good, and of course your stomach's tight. 2 more of those. Now I know what you're thinking. What are we going to do? We already did 2 sets of shoulders. Well, what we always do. Sit on the ball, roll it out, woo, not that far, and get some crunches. For some reason, my shoes are slippery today. All right, deep stretch over, blow it out on the way up. Focus on the lower abs first, and then using the other abdominals to pull your body upward. You don't need to come all the way off the ball. It's the pre-stretch down here that matters more than anything else. So deep breath as you stretch, blow it out at the top. If you need to count, it's 1, 2, squeeze, down, 2, stretch, and basically the slower you can go, the better. 1 more. You think your legs are ready? Yeah, I'm sure they are. All right, so we're going to come up and do the other leg. I'm trying to get that ball nice and steady. There we go. Shoulders are back and down. Now, hopefully you're starting to get really good control over that one leg. So your balance is getting better. You're pushing the heel through the floor. You're feeling that when your leg comes up, your butt is still tight. Your quadriceps are tight. Your whole leg is tight because you're working it all. And the more mind-muscle connection you get, the better your results are going to be, because the better you'll be able to target each muscle. Good. Still pushing that heel through the floor. Yep, everything is working. How about 1 more of these? Sure, you say. Good. And set that down. Now, go ahead and give me some bounces. And what the heck? Up. 1, 2, up. Good. This will give me a chance to remember what we're supposed to do next. I can't remember everything. My brain is too full. Isn't yours? I bet you it is. Okay, so we just worked the quads and now we're working them even more. Wasn't that nice of me? Of course it was. Okay, we are going to go back to your crunch. So go ahead and lay whichever way you need. Now, you can do your regular crunch. And again, the reason why we focus on these is so that you learn how to use your abdominals to pull your body up. You don't need to get all fancy and crazy. You just need to learn to focus and use this muscle, that muscle. And they're lifting your body upward. There's a big difference once you get that feeling. You may say, oh, forget it, I don't want to try, but you have to, because it'll be night and day in your abdominals, and you won't have to work them as much. I will give you some variations as we go on, though, okay? All right, speaking of that, we're going on to our next combo, which is going to be biceps and triceps. So, get whatever weight you need for the biceps. Shoulders back and down. We'll start with a regular bicep curl, coming down slowly. Okay, so we count 1, 2, squeeze, down, 2, slow. Yeah, I think most of the time people count 1, 2, 3 instead of 1, 2, 3, down, 2, 3. See how slow that is? You may have counted 6 in that time if the regular pace is 1, 2, 3. But slower is always better. Look around in the gym. You'll see people doing it fast all the time. They're either not going to get results, they're going to get hurt, or, well, they're just wasting their time, one or the other. There are certain movements, sure, that should be done explosively, but not a lot of them. Squeeze at the top. That's it. All right, 1 more of those. So now for the tricep, we're going back to that tabletop position on the ball. So bring it out. If you need to switch weights, do it. Lift your hips up to the ceiling. Arms are going to be right to the ceiling as well. Back behind you a little bit and down and up. Now it's important that you look at your elbow to shoulder and you see that it's not moving. You're actually a little behind the head. Even though it's a skull crusher, you're not really coming down to the skull. We're getting a better stretch behind the head. Now you're not bouncing it off of the ball either. So your hips are up high. Inhale on the way down. Exhale on the way up. Nice and steady. Elbows get almost straight at the top. but not locked. Remember your pace. 1, 2, hold, up, 2, squeeze. Or whatever you need to do to make it nice and slow and controlled. Keep those muscles under tension for as long as possible, and you'll get your best results. Within reason, of course. You don't want to be doing a million of these. Which kind of feels like it already, huh? Now, one more. Hips are up, aren't they? Squeezing your glutes. And down. All right, set that to the side because we are going to do your abdominal crunch, of course. Now, this time, if you want to make it different, you can take one arm, put it against your ear, and leave it there. This is a long lever crunch, lever, whatever you want to call it. Same principle, though, pulling from the lower abdominals, middle and upper, getting a good tight squeeze at the top, exhaling. Deep stretch. Feel like your guts are ripping out. Deep, deep stretch. One more. Okay, then we're going to bring it on in, roll it up. Yep, you got it. Back to the biceps. This time it's a hammer curl. Hammer time. Shoulders back and down, up and down. Now we're doing 2 sets of everything. If you've got time, go back and repeat this entire sequence. Otherwise, when we get done with this, we're going on the floor. And then we'll do a lot of legs on the floor. I know you were wondering, what was up with that? Hardly any legs. Trust me, we'll get them on the floor. That way, too, if you need to split the workout and do most of the upper body the first round, and then the lower body later, or legs later, you can do that. All right, got the shoulders back and down still? Good, one more. All right, those come up onto your thighs, and then we roll out for your triceps. Okay, rolling it out. Hips are up nice and high, arms are up, angle them back a little bit, and then we're down and up. So yeah, you're focusing on that lower body, but you're really focusing on the arms. So we're going to go down, 2, 3, up, 2, 3, or down, 2, pause, up, 2, stretch or squeeze or whatever you want to call it. You inhale on the way down, you exhale on the way up, squeezing the abdominals. Always using those abdominals when you exhale on these exercises. Good deep breath down. Yeah, and always pick a weight that's going to challenge you. Make it really tough to get out those last 2 or 3 repetitions. If you get to this 10 or whatever number I'm counting to, and you felt like you could have gone more, try a little heavier weight next time. Because you can always get as many, okay, stop there. You can always get as many good ones as you can, and then grab the lighter weight and finish the set. All right, so crunches, well, of course. So this time you can go with the long arm. You can do the other arm if you want to. Doesn't really make as much of a difference. You can mix it up, or you can just stay and focus on that. Because to be honest with you, the majority of my abdominal work is this right here. Because you know what, there's nothing that's better. Deep stretch, you get those lower abdominals, middle and upper to pull you up. I know I sound like a broken record, but it makes a lot of sense and it makes a lot better results for you. So stretch, because too often I see people doing this, and that is not good. Do not do that. I don't even want to get into the things I see. All right, we're going to roll it down and then push it right back up. Take a seat on the ball for a second, and let's go ahead and stretch out that upper back. And we'll stretch out the chest and the shoulders. Yeah, the goal is always to get stronger, so just remember that. Hands are down, behind your back and up. I might not tell you each time to increase your weight, but you do need to be doing that. And again, maybe you get 4 with the heavier weight, and then you put that down, grab your lighter weight, and get 4 with that one. But at least you're making progress towards the strength, as long as your form is good. All right, I got to clean up my mess. I don't know about you, but we are going to the floor. So, gosh, what do we need for the floor? Well, pretty much nothing. See you then. Okay, so we are on the floor. We have the ball, of course. I know I said nothing, but I meant no weights. All right, so we will start with a nice little relaxing roll in. Whoops, not too good. Good, there we go. Roll in and out. So right here, you're just pulling your knees to your chest, keeping your knees pressed together. So we're going to focus mostly on hamstrings and abdominals down here. That's why you can split up this workout if you need to. All right, enough of that easy stuff. Take it up into your plank. So your hips are nice and high. Stomach is tight. Stomach and lower back are pressing together. You're working those together. Good, and bring it down slowly. Now we'll do that one more time. Take it up top and hold. Good, nice and high. Remember, your shoulders are away from your ears. Stomach tight, as high as you can get. Good, then bring it down slowly. Now, we're going to actually do the leg curl. So this time combine the rolling in and out with the plank. I'm going to adjust my feet a little. Basically, you want to just have your heels on there if you can. You should be feeling this one now in the hamstrings, not the calves. So let's give it a try. Up, roll it in, and out. Now, if you can keep the plank or bridge going and the heels coming in and out, you're going to feel it a lot more. If you're new to it, then you might have to roll out, set it down, wait for another one, and then come up. Now, it doesn't matter if you do as many as I do. You want to get anywhere between 6 and 10 of these, as long as they're good ones. Press your knees together as you come in, and keep those hips up. Whoops, that was the end of me. Okay, so in this position, let's take the ball, put it up on top of your shins, and then you crunch. So even though it's a regular, or seems like a regular crunch, it really is getting a lot of those lower abdominals too, because you'll feel it down there. You have to hold in that core area really tightly to keep your legs steady and to keep the ball from falling. Yeah, there's no way I would have been able to do this outside today. The ball would have been long gone. Alrighty then, set that down. That's just a little active rest. All right, feet are going all the way over the ball. This time, you're taking your heels and you're pressing it into the ball. It's as if you're pulling your heels down towards your hamstrings like you would do for a seated leg curl machine. And you're going to hold it for a few seconds. So press, hold, 2, 3, 4, release. Press and hold. Now, the more you press your knees together, the more inner thigh you get. And just like everything else, it's your quality. That's why I'm not really counting and I'm not really giving you the pace, because I want you to squeeze anywhere from 2 to 4 seconds and get a good feeling in that hamstring. So if you're not getting that hamstring feeling, you know something's not right. If it's in the calf, then you need to make sure you're pulling from behind the knee, because you definitely want hamstring work. Nice large muscle, burns a lot of calories when you're working it. Pressing the knees together hits that inner thigh. And you know it's much more effective to get the inner thigh with the hamstring than to do that silly inner outer thigh machine. Admit it, you've probably done that at the gym. All right, release that. Roll it out. Let's get a quick stretch. Don't get me wrong, the inner outer thigh machine has its place for rehab, but for toning and trimming, nah, not worth the time. Get on the leg curl or the leg press or squat or lunge. Good. Bring that on in. And then let's go ahead and take the ball between the legs for our active rest. Woo! That was not my most graceful moment. Okay. Squeeze the ball and crunch and curl. So remember, the crunch, well, you know that one. Lifting your chest up towards the ceiling. And the lower abdominal curl is pressing your lower back into the floor and lifting your hips to the ceiling. It may look like they're coming together, your legs and your arms, but they're not. Exhale at the top. And if you can't get that lower curl, then you can just hold the ball right there and just squeeze it as you crunch. And that'll get you a little more lower abs and core as well. Alrighty, so guess what? We put that down. Whew. We roll it out to wherever you need to be for your leg curl. All right, up goes the bridge. All right, so you're either in, out, and stop, or you're up and you're in and out for as many good ones as you can. Good, really focus on getting that heel as close to your butt as you can. I just kind of rushed that one, I shouldn't have. There we go. And breathe, blow it out as you pull back. Try to keep your knees pressed together to get more hamstring and glutes and inner thigh. Good. Anywhere from 6 to 10 of these. Good ones. Uh-oh, I think I'm fading. See if you can get one more. Eek. Okay. Now we'll pull that in. We'll give those legs a little rest. And you know what? Let's do this. As a matter of fact, let's take our feet crisscross on top of the ball and crunch. Okay, so technically that is not crisscross, I know. But you're crunching, got your legs out to the side, you just get a little more stretch through the abdominals. It's just something different. We're just getting that active rest before we do those hamstring digs. Which I know if you felt in the hamstrings, you're gonna love. All right, one more of those. Yeah, that just gets you a little breathing and gives your legs enough rest that you can do a good job on this set. So feet are together. All right, here we go. Heels going into the ball. Hold, squeeze, release. Now, the more you get used to this exercise, and probably by the 4th week, you're really going to be able to feel the hamstrings and the glutes, especially that little tie-in between the upper hamstrings and the glutes. Yeah, so just focus. Hold, squeeze, count to 4, release. Hold, squeeze, count to 4, 5, whatever, release. I know sometimes you can't see me when you're doing this, but just think, hold for a decent period of time and release. Not all day, and not just 1 second, but long enough to feel your hamstrings and glutes activate. Good, one more. It's kind of isometric too, isn't it? Good, but it's a lot harder than isometric exercises. All right, so let's take that ball, boom, between your arms. You're gonna stretch and crunch. Yeah, I probably came up a little high on that one. Okay. Now, if you want to make it different, you can certainly go one side and then the other. But you're still focusing on crunches. If it's not good on your neck, if you have neck issues, then go back to the one where your feet are underneath the ball, because that's a great one for the entire midsection. And no, we don't really do a whole lot of isolation work for the obliques, because you know what? As you crunch, especially on the ball and blow out, you're getting those obliques. You just got to learn how to use them. It's a small range of motion. Good. Take that down, put it back underneath your feet, and believe it or not, we're going to just stretch it out. We're good to go. All right. Now, I don't know about you, but I can feel those hamstrings. So we're going to go ahead and pull that back as far as you can while keeping your shoulders away from your ears. And taking one arm out to steady myself. Whoops. My leg's going to the side, but I was going to hit that thing. Okay, there we go. Good. Stretching the inner thigh. And then you're going to bend the knee, bring it back up. Other leg is going up for your hamstring stretch. And if you don't want to hold your, if you don't want to stretch your inner thigh, you can still hold this hamstring stretch when we do that one. All right, if you're doing inner thigh stretch, take it out. The opposite arm can come out to help you steady yourself. And maybe you don't have enough room to do it. That's okay too. Just stick with the hamstring stretch. All right, coming back to the top. And speaking of top, we're going to go ahead and move those feet out to the side like we did before, but this time we're going to gently press them out to the side. So still stretching through the hamstrings. Good. Now I want you to lift it up to a bridge or a plank or whatever. We kind of use those words interchangeably. Oops, I think I'm falling off my pad. Anyways, pressing the hips up, just getting a good stretch and feel through the abdominals and lower back. We're going to bring that down. I'm going to scoot down a little bit because I think moved a little bit. Amazing how that happens. All right, now I want you to bring that ball in as close as possible to your buttocks. And I'm going to move this. Whoops. Hopefully I didn't just unplug myself. And take it down to the side. Now, if you feel like the ball is pulling you, you take that bottom leg and you put it on the floor and you just hold. And quite frankly, if you're not comfortable stretching like this, then don't use the ball. It's the regular side to side, lower back and hip stretch. So go into here, reach your limit, take it down. What happened to my arm? There we go. I sure hope you talk back to me like I talk to you. It's okay. We're all friends here. All right, back up to the top. Roll that away. One ankle on the opposite knee. Go ahead and pull and stretch that glute, just like you would on a regular floor stretch. It's just that you have the ball under your foot. Beautiful. Take it out, other foot. Pull it in. You know, a tight glute can do a lot of damage to your spine and your neck, cause a lot of problems. So it's always a good stretch to do anytime. All right, releasing that stretch. Go ahead and either set the ball to the side, or you can put it inside your hands or with your hands. Cross one leg over the other. Yep, we got our side-to-side stretches. And this time with the ball, you can kind of lean towards one side. You get a little bit of a deeper stretch through the hips. And then we're going to lean over to the other side. You did not change your legs. Your legs are still crossed in the same manner. Remember, this is the 2-for-1. And again, if you don't feel like having your hands up here on the ball, that's okay. Back to the top. Uncross that one. Cross the other one over the top. And take it to one side. And you may find one side tighter than the other. That's pretty normal. Just means you need to work on using more of each side more equally. Not necessarily in your exercise, but in day-to-day life. All right, back up to the top. Oi, and all the way over. That one was a little harder for me. Good. Just trying to let it relax as best you can. And whatever range of motion you get is fine. You know, it's your stretch. You might do better than me. You might do worse than me. You might do the same as me. It doesn't matter. I'm me and you're you. All right, we're going to roll it over. All right, so we're going to just press away, press your chest to the floor. You would definitely want to feel the shoulders and chest stretching. Good, bring it on up. Go ahead and grab a hold of the ball, or you can lay on it and grab it. Pull your shoulders away from your ears, hands under the ball, and give the ball a nice hug because it's such a good ball. Actually, you're stretching out your upper back, so give it a little squeeze. Good, release. You're coming up. You're going to roll the ball to one side, and then go ahead and press your chest to the floor. And you can sit your butt back a little bit. Get a nice stretch through that whole side all the way down to the hip. And then back to the center, other side, and down. Good, and coming back up. Now, always remember, shoulders are away from your ears, shoulders back and down. And at this point, you can stand up and stretch your quadriceps. And let go of the ball because we're done with it. Ah. And the other side, of course. Okay, so you are done with today's workout. Now, it shouldn't be too easy. I mean, sometimes with the ball, it's very fun, so it kind of feels like it's easy, but I want you to really focus on using heavier weights with just about 8-10 repetitions at the most, and very controlled and slow. Now, remember, we only did one leg exercise in the first sequence, so you can definitely split these up if you need to, and if you want to do a longer workout, you can just repeat everything. But the whole goal was to keep things moving as quickly as possible, use heavy weight to really spark up that metabolism, and do everything you need to do to get those muscles tight and toned and working for you instead of against you. I mean, you want them burning calories all day long, don't you? That is our key to permanent weight loss, which is great, especially during the holiday time when you can eat, drink, and have all sorts of fun foods that you don't normally and not gain weight. Okay, so that is the goal. All right, I'll see you for the next workout. Bye.